against the qualifiers, ANGRIAWAN and SAPUTRA. Well, the Japanese pair have been as high as 2 in the world ranking, and that's why I'm so surprised that 3 previous occasions here in Jakarta they've lost in the first round. And 2 years ago they were number 4 seeds. Last year they were the number 3 seeds. And who did they lose to in the first round last year? A certain Mr. Oberi ANGRIAWAN, when he was playing with Riki Suwadi. So I guess it will be a nervous time for the Japanese pair. World ranking, don't pay much attention to that. They've gone up 3 places this week, but only 5 tournaments towards their world ranking. The Indonesians, ANGRIAWAN, 23 years of age, SAPUTRA, 24, so he's going to turn 25 later this month. Whereas the Japanese pair, 29 and 28. Endo, the younger of the 2 men. Well, they've got up 1 place in the world ranking this week to number 5. But as I was saying, the number 6 seeds have been as high as 2. Their win-loss record for the year translates into 7 previous tournaments, individual tournaments. And in case you're wondering why they've got 10 losses, that's because team competitions are included in their statistics. And of course, they were very much involved in Japan's Sudirman Cup campaign. So this will just be the second meeting between these 2 pairs. The first was at the quarter-final of the German Grand Prix Gold earlier this year. And it was 2 straight games to the Japanese pair on that occasion. Very different scenario now. The Indonesians playing at home, and the Indonesians having come through 3 previous matches. I don't think we saw those, did we? Malaysians in the first of the qualifying matches, and then another Indonesian pair second of the qualifying as we look at our court officials. But let's make mention of their first round win against Takeshi Kimura and Keigo Tsunoda of Japan, because that Japanese pair is a very good pair indeed. So for the qualifiers from Indonesia to win that one, very good indeed. On the other hand, the Japanese pair, my goodness, they struggled yesterday. I don't know if you saw that, Steen. I certainly watched that match, the Japanese pair against Chen Hengling and Wang Qielin of Chinese Taipei. 21-19 in the deciding game it was. It was an absolute thriller. So, SAPUTRA, there he was. He's a former quarter-finalist back in 2011 when, as a qualifier again, playing with Pratama, they reached the quarter-final stage, having beaten in the last 16 the number 2 seeds of Zhang Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae. So I think that's when I really took notice of SAPUTRA. Recognise what a talented individual he was.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Hiroyuki Endo and Kenichi Hayakawa, Japan. And on my left, Beri ANGRIAWAN and Ryan Agung SAPUTRA, Indonesia. Kenichi Hayakawa to serve to Agung SAPUTRA, love ball, play.
That's landed in. Now, Steen, I know that both of these Indonesian players very talented indeed, and I've watched them both on several occasions with former partners, ANGRIAWAN with Riki Suwadi and SAPUTRA, as I was saying, with Pratama. I haven't seen that much of them as this new combination. I don't know if you have.
No, I haven't.
It's over. 1 all.
I'm looking forward to this match because, as we saw, the Japanese pair won their first encounter quite comfortable. I think it's going to be much closer here. generally the Indonesian pairs for a number of years now have sort of focused a lot on the service situation, the service returns, and the attacking play, which is needed to play in this hall here, and that's why I think Endo and Hayakawa had trouble in the past. You need to have creative players to win here, because the court is not as big as you can see the lines here. It's actually much smaller in reality, and it's turned a little bit in order to take account of the drift and so on. So very interesting to see. But you must also say that of the two former pairs that is split, I think this pair is perhaps the one that hasn't really made a name of themselves so far. Whereas Pratama and Suwadi has, I think they won a Super Series.
They won the last Super Series that we had prior
Singapore
to this tour of two back-to-back, the Australian and the Indonesia.
And that fits really well into the sort of perception of the playing style of the pairs, that they're winning in another of the venues where there's a lot of drift.
Yeah. And of course the men's doubles discipline is wide open, I think, in world terms. The Super Series level, we've had 5 prior Super Series tournaments this year prior to this, and we've had 5 different men's doubles champions.
Yeah.
Same in the women's doubles too. It's a healthy situation. Good defense. Oh, nice change of pace. And again. Yeah, I like that.
Of course, we know the Japanese players as a pair that is very, very strong in defense. It's just that in this hole, you only use defense to survive. You can't really use it as a weapon. Great play by Hayakawa. And it's also great. It's a great challenge for the Japanese pair to sort of play better on the front court, which will help them in future tournaments as well. But of course, also this tournament being the sort of rehearsal for the World Championships later this year. So important for the players to get accustomed to the playing conditions.
Oh, gets right on the defence. It's going well wide.
7-4. Late. So it's over. 5-7.
Well, that's interesting. He's got Saputra on his shirt.
Very.
Seen at other tournaments, Saputro.
Yeah.
Wait. Quick. Endo.
A little bit confusing. Sometimes players, they get their shirts from the sort of clothing companies pre-printed. So it could be a mistake there.
Yeah.
No more throwing sweat. Play.
Yeah, well worked.
6,
Greeted with
7.
silence. Yeah.
Service over. 8, 6. Cut.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Fast exchange.
Service over. 7, 8. All.
Well, certainly so far, these much shorter rallies than we saw in the women's doubles, confirming the point that you were making in the women's doubles. Ah, now, there we go, much better rally.
9, 8.
And so I'm sure SAPUTRA will be very disappointed with his final shot there.
Yeah, it's often very, very fast-paced rallies where the players are sort of gambling a lot in the mid-court play, the net play, because they know it's so important if they can get the initiative, because it's...
Yeah, to the mid-game interval, the number 6 seeds with a 2-point advantage.
And we see a number of situations where, in many ways, you're a little bit outplayed in the in-between game, the game between either defense or attack. So you're actually a little bit outplayed, but you still go for the chances. You still look for the opportunities, because if you lift, you have a much higher risk of losing the rallies.
Yeah.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you. Thank you. Coach, thank you. Thank you. And then inside. Eleven, 9. Play.
On 4-3. Next double match number 18. Chris Edcock, Gabriel Edcock, England versus Ricky Widianto.
Oh, that's delightful. Yeah, lovely from Kenichi Hayakawa.
I think this was perhaps one of the first times where we saw a number of shots in the defensive, offensive positions. And yeah, again, the offense has so many ways of opening up the defense, so
Service over.
most of the times the offense will win
10, 12.
unless the defense does something within the first 3 or 4 shots.
Ryan.
At least. That's
Ryan,
even better.
Ryan.
If it's the first or second defensive shot turns it around.
Play. Hayakawa.
Oh yes, that's
Okay.
very well played. Very ANGRIAWAN.
Clearly the best position for the Indonesians with ANGRIAWAN at the net.
Play.
Oh, both the Indonesians looking for the net. Nobody covering the back.
It's in.
And that's landed in.
13, 12.
So it's a run of 4 straight points for the Indonesians.
Service over. 13, all. Kennedy. Don't shout to the opponent. Don't shout to the opponent. You can shout yourself, not to speak.
Well, the umpire saying don't shout towards your opponent. I didn't see that
Right?
as an issue myself there. I think the umpire in a much better position than I am.
Service over. 14, 13.
Well, you know, by my reckoning, this is
Play.
only their second ever Super Series tournament together, the Indonesians. They played Hong Kong, lost the first round, but earlier this year,
Service over.
they've been
14,
playing
all.
Grand Prix events and international events as well. Only played 3 tournaments so far this year prior to this. And it's interesting because I'm just thinking back to something you said earlier about players playing lower grade tournaments, getting in the swing of getting used to winning and progressing and improving their style and their game plan before they start playing the big ones.
Service over.
And I'm wondering if that's
15,
going to prove a
14.
good career path for the 2 Indonesians.
Perhaps. It could also be a question about money because it's
Sure.
more expensive playing the Super Series.
Yeah.
You have to travel around the world, whereas you can play the Grand Prix goals and Grand Prix in your region.
16, 14.
It's also to support your suggestion there, Joel. It's always nice to start a new partnership with some victories.
Yeah.
If you start and you start losing, you sort of question, is it the right partner I'm playing with, and so on.
Yeah.
So really important to get some confidence and
over.
mix it up in a good way, so that you also
16.
test yourself against the best pairs, because what if you were actually brilliant?
Yeah.
Very. So it's over. 17-15.
Yeah, nice rally.
Yeah.
So it's over.
And a shot like that,
16-17.
where he sort of just has to get it past the net with a soft touch and it goes into the net, could very well be the difference between being the number 2 pair in Indonesia and the number 3 pair.
Yeah.
Right.
All players have amazing racket skills.
So it's making it count in those pressure situations. Yeah.
17 all.
Being really concentrating, having the great read. They often practice these racket skills in 3 against 3 exercises, and 3 against 3 matches, which they seem to enjoy a lot. And it's spread to other countries. So the overloading
18,
of
17.
opposition is sort of forcing you to develop great technical skills.
So a run of 3 straight points from the Japanese pair takes them back into the lead.
Oh, a bit wide.
Oh my goodness, he's taken it. Terrible indecision, but they got away with it.
Quick.
That one is going miles out.
Ender. Ryan. And inside.
Oh, that was extraordinary, wasn't it?
Play.
Yes. Good drive defence there from SAPUTRA.
Ryan stove. Play.
Crikey, that shuttle's a bit fluffy, isn't it?
Service over. 20. Game point 18.
So 2 game point opportunities for the number 6 seeds from Japan.
Service over. 19. 20.
And that's a shot where Hayakawa normally just would lift it. But
Play.
here he's forced to sort of try to
Ready.
play it low.
Well saved again. Yeah. And concerning body language between the two Japanese players. So 20 all. Extra points required.
Play. Play.
Oh, got that over.
Unbelievable defence. And once again, a little look between the two Japanese players. Well, it was an earlier shot that was so extraordinary from the Indonesians.
Look, he comes forward there. He knows he's not going to push on that next one, Endo.
Thank you.
Great play by ANGRIAWAN.
Very.
There he comes. Immediately looking for the opportunity.
Play.
Phenomenal. From 18-20 down. 4 straight points for the qualifiers from Indonesia to close out the opening game. Well, all credit to them. They took their chances. 22-20. And very ANGRIAWAN-Ryan Agung SAPUTRA. Well, obvious delight at taking that opening game.
Ryan. Down. No.
No, they weathered the storm, the Indonesians. Yeah.
Good one, 20 seconds. Good
In
one,
contrast, look at
20
the
seconds.
Japanese pair.
That. Second game, love all. Play.
So the qualifiers from Indonesia, ANGRIAWAN and SAPUTRA. 1 game to the good.
Service over. 1, love.
can immediately see that the Japanese have sort of gotten over to this side of the court where they can lift without being afraid of lifting too long.
Out. Service over. 1, 2. Play.
I know we sort of made a half flippant remark at the start of the match about the Japanese pair. It takes time to get used to playing in Estoril Stadium. Is there is tactically, or with their style of play, is there a reason why they struggle in a hall like this, where there's a fair bit of drift?
Yeah, I mean, tactically they rely a lot on their good defense, but the defense is sort of nullified here because you can't really use it. If they play defense on this side of the court, where they are now, the attack will come a little bit quicker from SAPUTRA and ANGRIAWAN. So I wouldn't recommend it. This was the fast corner on the slow side, so you can still lift it long there. And this being their playing style, they haven't put a whole lot of emphasis on the service situation and the player covering the front court. So their skills would probably be a little bit worse there than the Indonesians. Whereas in a hole without drift, there would be a lot of attack against defense rallies, and the defense of the Indonesians would be vulnerable. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Near to the line. Near to the line. Line. Thank you.
There's an awful lot of breaks in this men's doubles, isn't there?
Yeah, that's really, really hot in the Estoril here. You can feel that there's air condition on. It's just fighting a lost battle.
Oh, that's good.
It's over. Go. Oh.
Yeah, even you and I are perspiring heavily.
Definitely, and we're just sitting still here.
Yeah.
Watching good badminton. Good follow-up from Endo.
So it's over. 5, 4.
Indonesia.
Late.
Yeah, good judgment.
So it's over. 5 all.
And that's so worrying that suddenly the drift seems to be gone. Probably because one of the doors are momentarily open.
6, 5.
Quite a small venue here in Jakarta. So the doors to the outside are quite close to the playing area, creating an immediately different condition.
7, 5.
when we were in Dongguan for the sort of Cup. He was being faulted on his low serve, Hayakawa.
Play.
And I think he's adjusted it a little, and I think he hasn't got his rhythm yet on it.
Service over. 8-6. Play. Nine, 6.
Lucky net caught there.
7, 9. Ready to receive, Endo? Service over. 10, 7.
Just sense a bit of a shift in momentum here.
Yeah.
11, 7.
Now,
In the one.
4-point advantage. 11-7 for the number 6 seeds, Endo and Hayakawa.
You want to send off, send. Yeah, send off. Got 1, 20 seconds. Got 1, 20 seconds. Thank you. Good. Thank you.
Well, it's absolutely imperative here, Steen, that the Indonesians come out
11, 7.
with a little more intensity after this mid-game interval.
Play.
Yeah. Endo and Hayakawa have created sort of the biggest lead so far in the game, or in the match,
Yeah.
for that matter.
1, 7.
So far it seems that they've got things under control from the far side.
Yeah, there was never more than 3 points in it in the opening game. Yeah, that just proving the point you were making.
12.
Can't just defend in this stadium.
Tactically, the defense is different in here because, of course, you have to be in defense once in a while, but you have to sort of play a defensive shot that is certain of not going long, and that helps you turn the defense around. So that brings the front court player a lot more into play compared to a hole without drift.
So that's why I was able to play well in this stadium.
There is some players who can sort of make the best of their defense in here. Players that's what we see with some of the Indonesians. They don't have the skills to play these long defensive rallies with long, high, precise lifts to the backcourt. But in here, a flat defense that's not too long, which in another hall would be not long enough. But here it's just exactly what's needed.
Yeah.
So it's over. 15-9. So it's over. 10-15.
Just lost its sparkle somehow,
Yeah,
this match.
Yeah. They're too far behind the Indonesians right now. Unless Endo and Hayakawa sort of lose their concentration, lose their focus, I don't think the Indonesians will score more than a couple of points for the rest of this game. Focusing more on the third. Oh, that's lucky for
So it's over.
ANGRIAWAN and SAPUTRA.
16.
Just went long.
So it's over. 17-11.
Well, it's very much looking as if we'll have a third and deciding game.
This is one of the differences to ladies double. It's actually not very enjoyable right now until we get some tension going again.
Yeah. Which I'm sure we will at the beginning of the third and deciding game, because both pairs will realise there's no more second chances. Oh, called a fault. I thought he called a fault.
Yeah.
Second game won by
well,
Endo.
Either we misheard.
21-11.
I'm sure he called a fault. Claimed that Hayakawa had touched the shuttle before it landed out. The umpire even pointed towards the player.
The players, they ignored him and just left. No, we don't want to play any more rallies in this game.
Yeah. 39 minutes, and it's one game all. Formerly of Indonesia, now coaching in Japan. He's been in Japan for many years now, hasn't he?
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you. Thank you. Ryan Berry. Ryan and Berry. Final game. Lock on. Play.
So here we go with the third and deciding game. Quarter-final place at stake.
One love.
I'm pretty sure that the Indonesians needs a good start here.
Yeah, because they just seemed a little bit tame at the end of that second game. Yeah, here we go. Oh, it's called out. I'd challenge that.
Go love. Kennedy.
Wow. Why on earth didn't they challenge?
Play. Service over. 1, 2. Service over. 3, 1.
Playing well now.
Yeah.
ENDO-HAYAKAWA. Good speed.
Yes, and working for that net player a little more now.
Play.
From SAPUTRA.
So it's over. 5, 2.
Right about the services still. It's not settled.
No.
Much too high service.
Yeah, and look in contrast what a good serve can do.
It's over. 6, 4. Play.
Oh, my goodness.
7-4.
That hit the carpets around at the back of the court.
And that's also very easy to sort of miss-hit it. There's just a flow of air.
Yeah.
So in order to do well here, you really need to be prepared to look stupid.
Well, that,
Make some big mistakes.
yeah.
If you're afraid of that, you won't take the chances needed.
Play.
Well, the low serve was called in by the umpire. And then ANGRIAWAN wanted to towel down. The umpire said no. Oh, that's quick. That's good.
9-4.
Yeah, apologises. Endo.
I think it was the forehead instead of the eye, luckily.
Yeah. Oof. Oh, I'm not so certain. Oh, he's okay, which is good. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, another complete mishit, and same problem, I suspect, because that side of the court, that's where the sideways drift is playing havoc. And timing those are difficult.
When the lift is high, it's really hard to judge the trajectory of the shuttle.
Well taken. Yeah. All that you said earlier about working for the net player, and that's where the Japanese have got to work more on. They're doing that now, and look at the score difference.
Yeah. Also interesting to see the Indonesian pair sort of played a lot of Grand Prix goals and Grand Prix, and I think actually ANGRIAWAN, who is the better front court player, he has all the skills. He just looks uncertain of himself.
Yeah.
And sort of looks like he's worried about the number of times where he sort of judges incorrectly, and you can't be that. You have to be absolutely certain of yourself and sort of forget about the times that you read the game wrongly, because it's the number of times you read it correct, that's the one that counts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, are you a glass half full or a half empty?
Exactly.
Yeah. Focus on the positives.
11-4. Play.
So 7 points, the advantage.
Nice variation from Hayakawa.
12-4.
With the lift.
Oh, that's a nice return to serve from ANGRIAWAN.
12. Kenichi. Play.
Oh, yeah.
Service over.
Hayakawa, especially a different player now in this third game.
On their way to the biggest success in Indonesia Open.
Yeah.
step there. Endo.
It's all one-way traffic now. There was a stage in that second game, I think I said I sensed a shift in momentum.
Yeah, 10-7.
Yeah. And since then, there's only been one player in it, really.
When they first created that little gap of 4 points at the interval,
yeah,
they got confident.
Well, when you're this far behind in a match and you're a relatively new pair, you have to say to yourself, right, well, we're just going to work on those things now that our coach has been telling us, because surely this match is beyond them. They can't come back from this sort of deficit.
I don't think they can. Because they've sort of played their best cards first, and the Japanese have adapted, and there's no more points in their best cards anymore. So now they have to focus on what to do in the future.
Quick. Play.
Dominating every rally now, the Japanese combination.
Yeah. Of course, now important for them to sort of stamp their mark on their opponents.
Right.
So for future meetings, they'll know that they're up against a tough pair.
Six. It's over. 7-17.
Well, just a case of the Indonesians trying to make it a respectable scoreline now.
Endo. Right.